Oh man.
Welcome to the show, everyone. Welcome.
Have I gotta tell you, I recognize that we're immediately off topic. But have you ever seen this video?
What video?
My partner's probably gonna hear me talk about this. There's a video of Leslie Nielsen being interviewed.
Oh, the farting?
And he's like, I don't know how long I can do this. I had some bad salmon. And he just
Did I
keeps
not send you
farting.
this?
Someone else sent it to me.
I just sent it to 3 people this week.
Oh my God, it's the best. It's
It has to be
incredible.
real. It
Is
to be
real. It's 100% real. I love that he farts, and then the guy goes, "Is that real?" And he said, "Is that you?" And he's like, "Well, there's nobody else here."
Good job, Leslie Nielsen. Welcome to Loser Leaves Wrestling. This is the Woos and What's of AEW Dynamite. My name is Red. I'm here with Roy. Welcome. How are you feeling, Roy?
I'm okay.
Yeah.
Okay. You know, I don't know what it was about tonight's show, but I was just
angry.
Well, I was angry. But you know that the show itself didn't have a lot. I wasn't emotionally invested in the show itself. When I'm the most reaction. Well, the most reaction you got out of me all night was Action Bronson. But besides that, was the fan in the front row with the America windbreaker and the Jim Cornette T-shirt.
Oh, I missed that.
Literally I can't believe you missed that. He's in the front row, and as the show is ending, there's a 2-shot of Danielson and Moxley squaring off, and right in the middle for like a second, he took his sign down, but he had a sign that said "Punk owns the Bucks." And he's got. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it on so many levels. I hate that AEW isn't policing those signs. The guys. AEW,
I disagree with policing signs that are not actually offensive.
Police the signs that are the people in the front row. Dude, I'm sorry. Police your front row. Period. Look,
slurs are no go. Slurs
are
no go.
Of course.
But them saying Punk, I love that. Why not?
Well, fair. That is fair. But I'm just saying, look, I don't often defend the WWE on this radio program. But I will say I sat front row at a WWE show once, and I was literally not allowed to stand up. They did not let me stand up because I would block the view of the people behind me. And I agree that that's how it should be. Hey, all of these fucking idiots who are our age, who get these front row seats, they're always standing, blocking the view of like little kids who are sitting behind them. Police your front row, AEW. Police it.
You sold me because honestly, not for content,
right?
But because of the fact that whenever I go to a show and someone stands in front of me, I'm like, sit down.
That's what I'm saying.
Sit down.
You paid hundreds of dollars for this seat, and some fucking asshole in a fucking America jumper, and he's standing up the whole time. He's got an obnoxious sign. He loves Jim Cornette. He loves spreading hateful shit.
There was nothing hateful about Punk fear.
Jim Cornette is a hateful man.
Yeah, his gimmick is being hateful.
Yes. Yeah. And the thing is, he recognizes it's a gimmick, and he's working his audience, but his audience doesn't see it as a gimmick.
It's a gimmick, though. It's a gimmick. Brett's in the chat.
Turbs.
LL Dub.
Turb knows I'm spicy.
Tonight felt very 2009 TNA. And it may or may not have something to do with the overwhelming amount of Jay Lethal recently. Woodsy the Beast says, Woodsy the Beast is in the chat.
Woodsy's here.
Woodsy says, have you seen the video of James Brown coked out of his mind on CNN? No, but that might make me sad.
Oh, yeah. That's what made you think of that? Oh, is it because of Leslie Nielsen farting?
It might be best. Moses in the chat. Moses here. Mose writes, Roy, the sign came out at the wrong time. That I agree with. But technically not offensive.
Technically not offensive.
Woodsy says, AW also needs new guardrails. Why would I want to go to a show that will break my knees? That's true.
Fair point.
That's a good point, Woodsy the Beast. Woodsy the Beast, you get a for that. We have to start talking about the show. If this
how
fly
did you feel
gets
about
out of
this
my
show?
goddamn life. I killed it. I fucking killed it, dog.
Wow, are we gonna? Well, we don't have to.
Wait.
How you doing? You doing okay?
I'm all right. I'm a mess. I bought a car and gave away all my money, and now I have no money left. And I completely forgot
get from
about
places to
one
places.
big bill tomorrow. I need money in that account. I'm hoping that they forget.
Hey, I gotta. Don't let me forget that. I gotta tell you. I gotta put something in the Zoom chat so I don't forget it. But anyway,
there's no way I could focus on several.
No, you don't have to do it now. It's for after the show.
Okay. We should start talking about the show.
Yes. Really. Yes.
So we got So the show starts off. Where this is AEW, the Who's and What's of AEW Dynamite. Show starts off with Moxley versus Sammy Guevara.
Yeah.
Moxley versus Sammy in a very good match.
Yes, it was.
It's hard to talk about this show because
the wrestling was very
really
good on this
good
match,
wrestling on the show.
I didn't really care about any of it.
Yeah. There's that feeling. Mox versus Sammy. I thought Mox really brought something serious out of Sammy.
Yeah.
Because Sammy is so there's too often he's facing people that are at his experience level or less.
Yeah.
And so he kind of takes advantage of them. And Moxley doesn't. Moxley just kind of, makes fun of him a little bit. And it shows. And then it gets him riled up. And this was a good match. This is fun, exciting, good selling. And then we get the Midnight Rider for the win. Is that what it's called, Midnight Rider?
The Death Rider.
Death Rider. I like Midnight Rider better.
Yeah, sure. Dusty Rhodes.
Call back to Dusty. But yeah, how'd you feel about this match? Did you have any inclination? We knew Moxley was going to win, right?
Well, what's interesting is you had predicted Sammy would win.
I had predicted Darby would win.
Oh, that's right. It was Darby versus Jericho in the finals for you.
Yes.
Yeah, I love it. Thank God we do this together because you never predict the things that everyone else predicts, and it makes things so much more interesting.
I also my predictions never come true.
Yeah, but it's nice. It's nice to think that when you predict something like that, it gives me a shred of hope that they might do something different.
I go wild.
Yeah,
I swing for the fences sometimes.
It's great. But yeah, I mean, I think it was pretty obvious. Yeah, that Moxley was going to win this. The only logical matchup you could do that wouldn't make the fans mad is what they're doing, Moxley versus Danielson, because you just did Moxley Jericho. You're just all these matchups are old. The only one that's like a little less old is Moxley Danielson. So
or Jericho Sammy.
Or Jericho Sammy, but who gives a shit?
No one gives a shit.
Yeah.
But right after that, so after he gets the win, Moxley gets the win. He's celebrating. He's a little tired. He's saying something. And Excalibur's like, "Whoa, MJF's in the back, and he's demanding a mic. He's demanding my commercial break." We go to commercial break. We get back, and it's MJF coming out, starting a scene. He shuts down the crowd. He's pissed off at Moxley because last week he stared at him in the eyes. He had no fear. That pisses him off. Because he should have fear. He loved what MJF loved. What? He loved Moxley's book because he realized how he's just like everyone in that town, uneducated, poor, white trash from the sticks. Loved it. Absolutely loved it. And he's like, also, he's a worthless drunk. Calls a guy in the front row fat boy. But then they zoom over to the guy, and this guy's just flexing over the guardrail. I loved it. I really loved it. Yeah. And he said that MJ said that my brain is much more dangerous than your disease, and that you should be very afraid. You should take that vacation. You should take that vacation that you earned, because that's his title. And then he explains, and this was fine up until this point, but then he starts explaining about the stable on retainer. Stable on retainer, and he's like his best friend Stokely goes into it a little bit about Stokely, how he's his best friend, and introduces Stokely out there. Really liking this so far.
Yeah, they do have a history together too, the two of them.
Yeah, they do. Apparently, what kind of history?
They've been together, and I don't actually know the full thing, and I'm sure someone in the chat probably knows more than I do. But they've been together in Beyond Wrestling. They were together in a few other different promotions, and he managed him. He did manage him. Stokely did. So, and
I'm very excited for Stokely coming out with his crew. Some of the things that are happening right now. Stokely starts explaining the group, essentially saying that they're anyone's friend. They're anyone's friend. Love that. But he goes on for a little too long. He goes on for a little too long, starts rambling about blackmail, not really making much sense when he's talking about that. Yeah. Then he starts going to each individual member, and it gets awkward from there because he goes up to Ding Dong. We hold on. Ding Dong Morrissey. And he goes up to Ding Dong and says, I love you, and hugs him. And Morrissey no-sells it.
Yeah, it's funny. It was funny. You didn't think that was...
But like this, your intro, like there's just a lack of communication. He should have hugged him back, or they should have just shook hands. Like
well,
that's tough. Like
he's the enforcer.
But do you like? It just felt so disjointed, and it looked like Stokely was a little upset. In real life, it's just like, I said I love you.
Yeah, yeah.
And like,
I guess Morrissey said, "Yeah, I heard you."
Yeah, it's just it. While that's fine for what, but like you're introducing a group, maybe be a little cohesive.
Sure.
And then it goes to each one, and it just felt so long, rambly, and disjointed that it fell very flat for me.
Interesting. Yeah, I think he could have probably. I liked the introductions. I did, because he established intent for every character that's there, except Morrissey. He was just kind of like, this guy's going to do whatever he wants, and that's it. But everybody else, he was like, hey, these guys are going to be tag champs. This guy's going for the
Lisa Star. Lisa Star. The Guns are
pure title. He mentioned the pure title.
They said the Guns are not ass boys, they're ass men. Well, he said they're not boys, they're men, but like the connotation was there.
Yeah, right.
And they're going for the tag, and Ethan Page for the All Atlantic.
So that is really interesting to me. That is especially interesting because they're going to Canada in a few weeks, and Ethan Page is Canadian, runs his own promotion out of Toronto, and I could see him beating Pac for that title in Canada, which I think he deserves. So, because he literally was the backbone of Dan Lambert's stable for months and months, so he deserves something. Give him this. And then he can travel. He can do whatever he wants. Won't really be on TV, whatever, with that title. And Pac's a six-man champ now, so let him be a trios champion and move on. But, yeah, I agree. I think it was a little long. I think what Stokely said could have been a little shorter, but I did love that he said that he watched Living Single with House of Black. I thought that was great. I would also love to watch the show Living Single with House of Black. That would be a lot of fun. Yeah, I just thought it was like a little too long.
It was a little too long, but also like.
But I liked his intros.
I liked his. I didn't like his intros. I liked his intro when he was introducing the group and him explaining the friend thing. We're a friend. We're a friend when you need one. But something was missing there for me. I'm glad they gave him a reason. Yeah, it's basically your cryptocurrency Butcher and Blade, but now it's more professional. I like the name of the firm too.
And I do too. And I also like that it's the first stable maybe in the history of wrestling where it's like, hey, Stokely established right up top, you're not going to see us together all the time.
Yeah.
We'll be around when you need us to be around together, but like we all have our own individual goals. We're all doing our thing. I love that. I think that's great because that is like what Japanese stables are. Like there's Okada's in a stable, but no one has any fucking clue because he's just like a stable in Japan is like, hey, we're friends. And sometimes we have tag matches together, but that's it. Like we don't like do group promos. We don't interfere in each other's matches. Like we're just friends.
And I see how that could be cool and beneficial, but it's never seemed to really work out in AEW because when that happens, they just end up becoming America's Top Team, or they end up becoming the best friends, where they're kind of in a group together, kind of not, and they're kind of like because they're pinned with that moniker of being in a group. Whenever we see them, we're just like, oh, what is their group doing? You know,
right.
We don't care. Yeah. So it's a real, it's a double-edged sword.
Sure, I would like to see Stokely, even if the group isn't together often. I would like to see Stokely like accompany these guys to the ring. I don't want to say manage because he said he's not a manager, but I'd like to see him like accompany Ethan Page to the ring.
One thing I would like to make mention of, he did say that basically he just washed away his entire tenure so far. He's like, everything he saw to this point, a lie. I've been lying. Right. Yeah, nothing that was true. I don't know who Jade is. I've never met her before.
Well, none of us know who Jade is because she hasn't been on TV in 3 weeks.
She was on TV just last week, wasn't she?
Oh, see, I didn't watch Rampage. She was on TV?
Yeah, she was with the baddies, and it was...
Yeah, but what's she doing?
What is a baddie anymore?
Yeah.
We have some comments here. Oh, we have a lot of comments. Chica Marks is in the chat.
Chica Marks is here.
I went hiking with Chica Marks.
How was it? Chica Marks goes on the most epic hikes.
Yeah, Chica Marks is a hiking machine. Chica Marks writes,
I bet Chica Marks sees so many snakes.
Chica Marks writes, yeah, we talked about snakes. Oh, well, totally there. Chica Marks writes, I just wanted Sammy to fix his britches. We saw his ass cheek post the match.
Yeah, it was hanging out.
Joe's in the chat.
Why are you yelling at me?
Mox needs and deserves his vacation. Let Danielson win the title and feud with MJF. That would be a great feud. That's probably what's going to happen.
I would think that Danielson wins, Moxley does have a brief feud with MJF, MJF beats him, and then Moxley goes on vacation after MJF beats Moxley.
That has to happen. Mo says, did they telegraph that Mox is going over and MJF is going after the belt? No, I think that was a red herring. I think it's going to be Danielson.
Yeah.
Still. Mo's right. Stable of Lost Boys. That's the...
Yeah.
Hey, do something with them.
Do something with them.
Turb says, no, Stokely was great. This is the first time he's been allowed to talk like this. I want him to keep talking.
He should keep talking. Yeah.
I love Stokely. I think he's great. I think he's new. I think he is someone that's going to be a great, he's very charismatic. He could probably do anything and he just needs more time. I think this is the first time he's been put in a situation where he's going out in front of a TV crowd and having to introduce people singularly. Like he didn't realize how that looked on TV. Maybe it works in audience, but on TV, it was too long of the same and ramble. I think if he did this again, get a second time, it would be better, just like everyone.
I also don't fully blame him, honestly. I bet backstage someone was like, okay, so here's the deal. You're called the Firm. And you're a stable, but you're not always together, and you're not a manager. You can't call yourself a manager. You're a friend. Whatever that means, figure it out. See ya, So then he's like, all right, well, I guess I'm just going to talk until I find my way here. It was a lot. There's a lot going on for him.
And I bet you dollars to donuts, he didn't pick Ding Dong to be in there. Dollars to donuts. Turb says, Morrissey's no-sell was great. I think maybe this segment just wasn't for Red. I don't think it was for anyone. Brett says, it wasn't cohesive because they aren't a team a majority of the time. That's the whole shtick. They're independent unless MJF needs extra muscle. Okay. So they just, I don't buy that, because he literally said it's not just for MJF. They're something of a team. Why do you hug him then? The hug. It was just stupid. But hey, I hear you. Woodsy says, I know, Mo's writes, Morrissey needs to tag with Hager and be the blanks.
That's funny.
That's very good.
That's funny.
Woodsy the Beast says, I know AW won't do it, but I hope every Canadian show, the Owen Hart belt will be put on the line.
Oh.
That's nice, I guess.
The next Owen Hart Memorial should be in Canada.
Yeah, I think that's fair. Brett says, I don't know, the Owen Hart thing is really a belt that be defended outside of the yearly tournament. It's more like a King of the Ring. I agree.
Sure. I hope Adam Cole's okay.
I hope so too.
They can really use Adam Cole right now.
They could use a lot right now. Wizzy the Beast says, Nakamura was in the faction with Okada. I didn't find out till a couple months ago. Chaos.
Really? They were called Chaos, yeah. They still are, probably. I have no idea.
I think they're still running. I'm going to say they're still running. Next we have your favorite, Roy. Your favorite.
Yeah.
Sanjay Dutt's in the back.
Oh, this was so funny.
So I knew you would love this. Sanjay Dutt is talk about Jungle Boy and making fun of the fact that he's a boy. And my best friend is a man.
Yeah, so good, so funny. Give me an undersized guy yelling into the camera in as high a pitched voice as he can possibly muster. Give me that 10 out of 10 times.
Sanjay Dutt and your brother are the same person at times.
My brother wishes.
No, they get there, but that same they give that energy. I feel it.
It's true. My brother and Sanjay Dutt are very similar. That's right. Mike, I'm sorry if you ever watch this. I don't think you will, but if you ever do, I'm sorry.
Next, we have a backstage training video with Action Bronson and Hook.
I loved this.
Action Bronson Hook. It was pretty cool. It was a nice little thing. Yeah. Hook looked cool. Action Bronson looked tough. You excited for this match?
I'm so excited. This might be the match I'm most excited for next week.
You're a big Action Bronson guy?
I just became a big Action Bronson guy.
I like the dude. He's a good dude.
I just started watching Fuck That's Delicious, and I'm like, this guy's great.
I have to watch that.
There's a scene where he's sitting outside a bakery, and it's like fall, and he's just like, I just love stuff. I just love life, and I love stuff. It's fucking crazy, bro. And I'm like, yeah, this is my guy. This is my fucking guy.
That's pretty good. I like that guy. Let's all support Action Bronson. But after this, oh my God. Who do we talk to about Alex Marvez?
Yeah, they must have been running a skeleton crew this week. Because, where is anybody? Alex Marvez shows up
No.
when everyone else is gone.
I can't believe there's not some scrub teamster in the back that can't do a better job than Alex Marvez.
Yeah.
What does he have over Tony Khan's head?
I don't know.
Because
he does a lot of good work. He does a lot of work off screen.
Apparently, he's a great sports writer. He's a great writer in general.
He does all of the research, or at least did. I don't know if he still does, but for JR and Tony specifically, when the company first started, he did all of the research and wrote up all of the notes on all of the wrestlers for JR and Tony, so they knew what they were talking about.
He's the Howard Finkel of his time.
Yeah.
But like,
Except without the ring announcer thing.
Yeah. And it's just hard. But we have a fun moment here where Marvez, he goes up to the back and he starts interviewing Luigi fucking Primo.
Oh, man.
Let's go!
So good.
Fucking Party
so
World
good.
Wrestling alum.
Yeah.
Roy and I are
Inspire Pro.
Roy and I are former slam bots.
It's true. It's true. I once had a beer with Luigi Primo because I was trying to get him to do a Tuesday Night Titans at the theater.
I'm pretty sure Luigi Primo was at our recording of the music video, the Personas music video.
Oh, I'm sure he was. I'm sure he was.
I'm pretty sure Luigi Primo was there.
Can I tell you that when I went to go meet him for this, to talk about this idea for a show, it was at where Party World Wrestling is. And I had to go to the ring. I had to go meet him there. And I walk in, it's like a Thursday night at 7:00. And I walk in and he is literally in the midst of giving someone a Falcon Arrow. And he's got him up and he says, "Oh, hey Roy, hold on 1 second. Falcon Arrow."
Oh, so good.
Yeah.
Fucking cool.
Yeah. It was funny.
Yeah. We support Primo, Luigi Primo.
And he makes the best pizza.
I think he's like a perfect little backstage character. Use him the way you're using Danhausen, but lighter. Just like someone who's in the back who makes the pizza and gets beat up, and then do that for a year. A year. And then someone challenges, he's just like, you know what? Tired of being pushed around like this. I want a match. And then he gets a match. And people lose their mind when he does a Falcon Arrow.
Yeah.
They will lose their fucking mind when they see him do a Falcon Arrow.
It's also very cool that not only did he debut, even though he got kicked in the head very quickly, which is honestly so perfect, and I completely agree with you. I just love seeing him show up and get beat up by somebody. But I also like that Tony Khan tweeted, "I like the pizza," which was so nice. Good. It was a nice little vote of confidence.
Tony Khan, for all his foibles as a management person, a good dude, probably.
Yeah, absolutely, 100%. He just needs a booker.
I think he's too good of a dude. Yeah, is a lot of the issue. No, I mean, he's just too nice.
I think he needs a booker.
He needs
he wasn't muscle. Booking.
You know who he needs?
Oh, here we go.
Bruce Pritchard.
No, that's the problem. And I was going to say this. I was going to say this.
Pitbull that'll just bark and bite.
I was going to say this on the Weekly Wrestle. CM Punk is proof that you can't just inject anyone into that locker room. You need muscle, fine, but get some muscle who everybody knows and respects. Don't get Bruce Pritchard, don't get JBL, don't get Bubba Ray, don't get Gerald Briscoe.
Whoa!
Get somebody. You know who should do it? Samoa Joe should do it.
Oh, Samoa Joe, sure.
Samoa Joe or Taz.
No, but Samoa Joe, because I get what you're saying. I know.
Samoa Joe could be his
I'm being
Bruce Pritchard.
facetious with Bruce Pritchard. You know this. You know I don't want Bruce Pritchard hired. You know this for a fact.
He still has a job, I assume. I haven't heard that he got fired.
He's eating crumbs in the back. He's in the back, just eating catering, just hiding. Brooklyn Bleak says, "God, the backstage correspondent guy was terrible." Alex Marvez.
Yeah.
He looks like he's about to get run over, or he's talking in the camera at gunpoint. What happened to DDP's daughter?
Yeah,
she's great.
Lexi
Nero.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Lexi Nero.
Chica Mark says, "I love that plan. Luigi rules." Yeah. Thank you so much, Chica Mark. Really Brett Pendleton says he could be the AEW Santino. Yes. Love it. Pirate Johnson's back.
Hey, Pirate Johnson's back.
Hello. We talking about putting a hit in on someone. And then writes "ahoy." By the way, Pirate Johnson was the first person to comment on last week's video, and they're like first, and I appreciate it, Pirate Johnson. We love you for it. One of the LLW interns let me know about it. I was just like, I'll try to remember that.
Yeah. I'll try to bring that up on the air.
If you want to be an LLW intern or join the Discord, which are basically filled with our interns, I'm going to start calling our fans interns. How do you like that?
That's funny.
That's actually a really funny bit. We were calling them sickos, but I think like the LLW internship. That's our database. Actually, that's very funny. We should write that down. But thank you so much, Pirate Johnson. We have to keep moving on, Roy.
We got to keep going.
Because after Primo got kicked in the face by Ethan Page, Danhausen came out of nowhere and challenged Ethan Page to a fight or something. I'm not sure what was.
Yeah, they're going to fight at Rampage on Friday. You know, I got to say, and maybe this is an unpopular opinion, but if Tony Khan's serious about making Rampage interesting again, it's not really doing the trick this week. Darby Allin versus Matt Hardy.
It looks like a stinker. It really does look like a stinker. Darby Allin versus Matt Hardy, which is unfortunate.
Yeah, Samoa Joe versus Josh Woods is the most interesting match on the show.
Yeah.
But it's like, again, it's like slam dunks. It's like, this isn't interesting because I know he's going to win all these matches. Like, I don't care.
Yeah, 100%. Pirate Johnson writes, the bidding war of 2022. Who's bidding? What are you talking about, Pirate Johnson?
Bidding on internships?
Yeah, you could bid on the internship. Email us at LoserLeasePod so you could join the Discord and join the rest of the internship.
Yeah, that's good. That's funny.
LLW internship. Like, that's a fucking... I think that's really funny. Give us a Hong Kong if you think that's funny. That's a t-shirt.
Hong Kong's all right.
Now we're going to be moving on, Roy. We got to move on. We got to move on. We got to talk about... the Darby stunt video. I don't know why we're moving on.
Oh, yeah, Nitro Circus. I guess Swerve was there, too, for some reason?
I guess. So he was on Nitro Circus, and Matt Hardy loves and respects those stunt videos. Coming from a guy who's one half of Team Extreme. Remember my brother, Jeff Hardy? So he wants to face him. And honestly, what a huge step back this feels
for Darby.
For Darby Allin. Yeah. This is a huge step up for Matt.
Sure.
He's doing nothing. A new t-shirt.
We got to speed up this whole, like, he becomes broken and so to Private Party. We got to speed this up.
If it's going to happen, which
I need something, whatever. I don't want to jump
Private Party needs to get as far away from Matt as possible. And honestly,
unless they're all broken.
They're a bad influence on each other. Mark Quinn and Isaiah Cass need to be broken up and do something else with them. This isn't helpful to them, you know?
I don't know if I agree with that. But if they're going to they need to get rebranded if they're going to stay together, though. Big time rebrand.
Pirate Johnson clarifies the bidding war of 22 is on internships. And then Rose Mites, a stable of internship. No, there's no bidding to be an intern. Everyone is welcome. Everyone is welcome to be an intern. Pirate Johnson says, who pay the least? Wind, I guess? Pirate Johnson, you're not making a lick of that. You're trying to trick me. Brooklyn Bleak says Marvez also did a horrible job on Dark during the Hikaru Shida beat up segment. He overacts like he's filming a silent movie. Pirate says, I haven't been a fan of the Hardys in over 15 years. Yeah. Neither has Jeff. Moses writes, Darby was supposed to be a pillar. Yeah.
Oh, none of those pillars are doing anything right now except MJF.
Well, Sammy, whatever.
Yeah, and Jungle Boy, whatever, too. Which he'll talk about him in a little bit.
Brett says Darby sucks. Pirate writes wins. And Brooklyn says, I don't know about Darby speeding down a ramp on a tricycle. Just made him seem extra small. I didn't even see the stunt. Was it a good stunt, Roy?
I wasn't paying attention, really. I literally think he was on a tricycle going down a ramp, and it was like a little kid tricycle, you know.
You know who else wasn't paying attention?
Give him a big lollipop.
Roy, do you know who else wasn't paying attention?
Who wasn't paying attention?
DiMartino, because Hop spine busted his ass.
Kaboom. Yes, Rico. Kaboom.
All right.
Okay. But yeah, we get the spine buster Hobbs. Hobbs grabs the mic, Roy, and with a bloody, snarling lip, he says, Hobbs, what did he say? There's Ricky Chance starting. Yeah, and then Hobbs says he supported him for 21 months and then beat him in 4 minutes. Now it's a new chapter in the book of Hobbs.
That's right.
Which is fine. Ricky starts walking down the steps.
Yeah, people popped for this though. People liked it.
They popped for it, but it's just like it feels like Ricky Stark's confidence is completely gone. I feel like these past couple weeks have deflated his confidence, and he is not acting like the Ricky Starks that we want to see succeed. This cocky, arrogant, I'm Ricky Starks.
Yeah.
Like, like he's coming out and he's looks like a pouty baby all the time. He looks like he's got shit in his diaper and he's waiting mommy to come clean him up.
I think that's a little harsh.
There's poo-poo in his papa.
That's a little harsh.
He needs to go dookie. Can you help him?
I think that's a little harsh.
Where's CM Punk sound effect? Smells a little punkish in here. What are your thoughts on that?
I think he could have benefited from walking down those stairs maybe a little more intensely, maybe kind of doing some hand gestures or some motions or something. But I don't think it was bad. I don't think it was bad as you think it was.
Well, he comes out to the ring and sucker punches Hobbs, and it was nice. It's fine.
He sucker punched him. He slid in the ring and just went after him.
He threw the mic at him or something, and then punched him or something. Like it was fine. That's the way you should get the one up on Hobbs. We have some more things here. Brett says Darby has the same problem as Sammy, but in a different way. Crazy athlete in the ring with an extremely unlikable personality. I don't think
Darby has an extremely unlikable personality.
I think he has a good, insanely this unlikable track record.
Yeah.
No, I don't know. We don't even know that. We don't know anything yet.
But we also need to recognize that he just needs to be booked the right way, and he hasn't been booked the right way in a long time.
I have a really scathing review of Tony Khan as Booker of the Year. Real scathing.
Is he Booker of the Year?
Well, he labeled Booker of the Year?
He's been Booker of the Year in 2020 and 2021 at least, if not 2019 as well.
You know what the big issue with that is?
What?
He's not.
Here we go.
He's not a good booker.
Who booked better shows in 2020 and 2021 than Tony Khan?
One of the things is being a good booker is also kind of like being a great producer. If you have a great director and great actors, they're going to do all the work and they're going to make it happen. But what makes a really great booker, a la also a great producer, is when you have bad directors or a bad script or lesser than things, and you're able to do something with it. The best storylines and programs that Tony Khan has run have been with 5 people: MJF, CM Punk, Bryan Danielson, Kenny Omega, Hangman Page, maybe a few others, Moxley. This matter, but he has not had a single that I can think of cool program with the mid or lower card.
No, you're like. I'd have to think about it. I would also. I know he's not there anymore, but I would also group Cody Rhodes into people who have done good storylines as well.
But it's because
I agree.
of them.
Sure,
it's 100% because of them. He does not. What he books, his booking style, which is fine as like a base method, is never the same thing twice for the most part.
He's trying that with Jungle Boy. He's trying to get something going with Jungle Boy.
It's just he has such a flighty hand that he'll change direction immediately rather than sticking to it.
Yeah, and that's what's interesting is that it feels like he hasn't said this. This is complete nonsense what I'm saying, but it feels like to me he has said to himself or to his father or to TNT or to whoever, he said, give me 3 or 4 years to establish this company, and once I do that, then I can start building from the ground up. But right now, I need to establish this company, and by the way, I'm not saying this is right. I don't think it is. But right now, I need to look at the ratings minute by minute, see who gets the biggest ratings, and just go with those people and not worry about really building my future. Because my future will be there for me when I'm ready for it, because AEW fans just want good wrestling. And I'm not saying this is true. As a matter of fact, in some ways for me personally, it's almost the exact opposite at this point because there's so much good wrestling in AEW. But you're right. He's just not thinking about the long-term future. It's weird because he's booking wise, he's not thinking about the long-term future, but business wise, he is thinking about
because he's a great businessman. Yeah. But as a creative, I think he's not a bad creative person. It's just he doesn't have the experience. His history is not in creating storylines. His history is in business team sports management, and which he's great at. I think he's very good at. But being a creative boss is so much different than being a logistics boss, and I think that's where I think he's got very creative. I think what he needs, and you're going to hate me for saying this, I think he just needs an experienced wrestling creative person to be next to him, to work with him, maybe to run creative and run things with. I'm thinking, and I think you actually might like this, actually, come to think of it. Where's Kevin Sullivan? Where's Kevin?
In Boston. He's in Boston, hanging out.
I wonder if he's busy for coffee.
I just look.
A little busy for coffee. Don't you like Kevin Sullivan?
Speaking of, no, I don't like Kevin Sullivan.
Oh, you don't?
I think he's fine. I think he's fine. I think he had an impossible task. I think anyone. I think his work's fine. I think his work is okay. Yeah, I mean, look, but like, how much of the stuff that I really love in WCW besides the NWO was him? Like, all of Jericho stuff was all Jericho. Like, all the other like mid card and like lower card feuds were mostly those guys. But here's the point I just want to make real quick before we continue on. And whenever S gets a chance to watch this, and I hope he does, this one's for you, S. I have this ongoing epiphany, not the right word. I have this ongoing theory in my head that the best roster in the history of professional wrestling is WCW in 1998. And WCW had all the tools they needed to turn the tide of their roster in 1998. Because you've got you Sting, your Hogan, your Macho Man, your Nash, your Hall, your Luger, your Giant at the top, right? And they've been at the top forever. But now, in 1998, your mid-card and upper mid-card is at its absolute apex. Goldberg is also on the rise rapidly in 1998. But 1998, you have to think about their roster. You've got Malenko, you've got Jericho, you've got Benoit, you've got Guerrero, you've got Booker T, you've got Fit Finlay, you've got Regal, you've got Saturn, you've got Raven. Just to name 9 guys right there, all of which went on or could have gone on to United States title runs, world title runs, really interesting feuds, great talkers, great workers, great performers. And then you've got more guys. You've got Rey Mysterio, and you've got Kidman, and you've got Ultimo Dragon, and you've got all the luchadors, like stacked roster forever. And WCW did nothing with these people, and they eventually got fed up, and they left. And they went somewhere else. I'm just saying. AEW is in a similar situation right now where they have to remember that they've got Ricky Starks and they've got Hobbs and they've got all these other guys who are in their mid-card and their upper mid-card that don't feel like they can elevate themselves, and they're going to get bored and they're going to get frustrated and they're going to leave.
What better way to fix this issue than with the guy that watched the place sink? Kevin Sullivan. Let's go.
I'm just saying. Look, Kevin Sullivan or not. Yeah, he has experience.
I just think Brian Danielson. No, I do not think Brian Danielson has that experience. I think that the only
he was on the creative team in WWE for the last few years.
For the last few years, and it sucked. What I would like is for honestly, Paul Heyman's out of the question. Jim Cornette's out of the question.
Every famous booker is out of the question, so you got to find somebody else. Except for Kevin Sullivan and Vince Russo. And Jim Cornette.
Kevin Sullivan. I don't know. Think about it. We have to keep moving on. Shit. Pirate Johnson says, was Darby on Go Big Show? Sounds like a winner of an episode if that lousy show to me. It's basically that. That's what he did today. Yeah. Troy Fusilier is in the chat.
Troy's here.
Woo, let's get something. Troy writes, yo, I don't know what I'm doing tonight, but I quacked all over to this stream. Where the fuck is the quack when I need it? God damn it.
Yeah,
we're getting some quack action. Duck quack.
All right.
There we go. Quack.
All right.
Quack. Brett says, make a Ricky and Powerhouse go their separate ways finally and let Ricky be the wrestling god he can be. Yes.
Let Powerhouse be the wrestling god he can be too.
I think they have to be away from each other right now. Pirate Johnson says, I don't get Kip Sabian's current gimmick. Was there some statement he tweeted that makes sense of it? Nope, not yet. But we're very excited to find out one day.
Yes, we are.
You know what happens? Sometimes Tony gets in the chat and says, call me crazy. I'd like some bad guys to win sometimes. Boo! Well done, Tony. Pirate Johnson says, Darby kind of has the same issue I have with Britt Baker. outside interests that make them look less dedicated to wrestling. Britt being a DMD means she's only half-hearted wrestler. I don't know about that, Pirate Johnson. What do you think about that statement, Roy?
Say it again.
Are you mad that Britt Baker and Darby Allin have outside interests? And
no.
Right? I like it.
I think it's great.
I think it's healthy.
It's not their fault they get booked like shit.
Yeah. Troy writes, I didn't watch tonight's episode. I ain't going to lie. I didn't want to watch it. Troy!
Troy, you rabble-rouser.
You son of a bitch. Say what? Brett says, I agree that Tony's booking isn't Booker of the Year material, but you got to admit this year has been rough to try to book for him.
Yeah,
Story's constantly interrupted by injuries and backstage brawls. Well, I'm not going to deny that.
And treatment as well. 2 guys had to go to treatment.
Yeah, Mose writes, Tony might be a great collector of talent. I don't agree about the bad booking, but I get the point. Thank you, Mose. I appreciate it.
Yeah, I'm in between. I'm not on the I'm not all the way on the like he's a bad booker, but I also don't think he's like a great booker. I think he was a great booker. I think in 2020 and 2021 he was a really good booker, but he's overloaded himself with talent and can't get things. It's literally like the best and worst thing that ever happened to him was this time when he brought in Black and Strickland and Keith Lee and Danielson, Punk, Cole. Like he brought in all these guys, and now it's like, well, what do we fucking do now? And then he lost Cody. Losing Cody really fucked him up. Sorry.
I got something to ask you. Quick question. He loves to collect talent, right? He loves to just ask people to jump on the show. He lives that, right? How?
Yeah.
When, if this would ever happen, when and if, do you think Tony Khan will reach out and ask Vince McMahon to be on the show?
No.
Why not?
No, because he has No, the reason he's not going to isn't because of, honestly, it isn't even with any affiliation with WWE or anything like that. It's because of this, like, the whole, like, sexual misconduct payoffs and all of that.
Oh, yeah.
There's people on the show who do that.
You're right. I'm so sorry. Bye.
If that was the case, Ric Flair would have been on the show months ago.
I completely forgot. Pirate Johnson says, gotta agree with everyone saying JR needs to be head of talent relations. What?
Whoa!
Has anyone said that, Pirate Johnson?
People are talking about that.
Pirate Johnson, you're trying to mess with me. I love it, though. But you're trying to mess with me. You're getting this. Chips Ahoy, matey. Welcome to the chat.
Is Chips Ahoy, matey the ship that Pirate Johnson rides?
I guess so. Chips Ahoy, matey says, what about Taz and talent relations? I like that.
I like Taz. Taz should take on more of a backstage role. I don't think he wants it, but he should.
You could take this raise, or you could survive if I let you. Pirate Johnson says, Chips, has Taz done that before?
Yeah, he hasn't. Well, I think he like unofficially has. I think he was a member of talent relations at ECW.
Oh, I thought you were just saying, I forgot that Chips Ahoy mating was there before. And I thought you were like, Chips, has Taz done that TV show before? And I was like, the fuck are you doing, Pirate? I get you now. No, he has not. Woodsy to B says, the biggest mistake Sullivan ever did was not push El Dandy. Dandy is just such a stand-up guy who deserved to beat Goldberg's streak.
Did you ever see that promo?
You're trying to get me upset.
Have you ever seen that promo? Have you ever seen our promo?
Yeah,
El Dandy, you're a stand-up guy. Hey, who are you to doubt El Dandy? He's a great wrestler. It's so good. It's so good.
Brett says they got to get with Arnett to book the show. Lol.
Will Arnett? Yeah, we got to get Will Arnett in here to book the show.
Troy,
what is it? What was his name? Detective Terry Seattle? Was that his name? Did you see that show? Have you seen that show? You got to see Murderville. It's really great. It's so good.
Troy writes, quack, quack, motherfucker.
I feel like we're off the rails here. Where are we in this show?
Says, Pirate, no, but he had a ton of influence in old ECW. Been a part of training in WWE and a great line for the business. Pirate Johnson says, well, I can't imagine Taz any worse than whoever isn't doing the job currently. Burn, Pirate Johnson.
Whoa, Christopher Daniels. Get out of here. He's
doing a shit-ass job. Tony writes, that's it, Roy.
He broke up that fight.
Yeah, with his face. Tony writes, that's it, Roy. The roster is too big. Booking for 40 wrestlers is a lot easier than 140. Lol.
Because you can't bring in like one hot guy one day and then bring in another hot guy the next week and then another hot guy the next week and have room for everybody. It's just not possible. And look, I was someone who believed that it was possible, but I'm starting to believe it's not because guys like, Ricky are suffering.
Mose writes, Cornette said JR should go to talent relations. Cornette also said that he doesn't like, I don't trust Cornette.
JR hates AEW. You understand that? Do you understand that he hates the way most of these guys wrestle? He hates the way most of these guys live. He doesn't think they're real wrestlers. He hates them. Why do you want him in talent relations?
JR
what are you going to do tonight? You're going to go out and get fucked up? Oh, you're going to go to your room and play video games. What the fuck? Like, he doesn't get it. He doesn't know these
yelling
people.
at him? Why are you yelling at him?
That's what he's going to say.
JR's the type of guy that always addresses the elephant in the room, even when he's the only one seeing the elephant. It's like, it's a problem. Howard Johnson says, yeah, Taz and Eric Estrada play cousins in episode of Chips. Great. I've done something really terrible. Chip says that El Dandy Bret Hart promo was awesome. Brooklyn Bleak says, Murderville was actually great. Nobody watches it, so I don't know if there's another season. We have to keep moving on.
Did you watch it? You didn't watch it?
No, I've never heard of it.
You should watch it. Murderville, he's Detective Terry Seattle. Real quick. He's Detective Terry Seattle, and it's like 6 episodes, and he brings someone in and doesn't tell them anything about what's going on, and it's a totally improvised show. And Conan O'Brien is one of them. Kamal Nanjiani is one of them. It's a lot. The Kamal Nanjiani one is very, very funny.
I'll check it out, maybe. But one we have to check out, Roy.
Check it out. No one checks it out.
Check out what? Lucha Brothers versus Swerve and Lee. Great match!
Yeah, you know what? This match pissed me off. You know why I pissed me off
about this match?
Why are you mad? You're the one who's all. I can't be mad one night.
Oh no, I'm joking. No, I'm playing. I'm playing. I'm playing. I know because now we're switching roles. You're being the one that's all, and I'm just like, well, let's see what the crazy person has to say.
Here's my thing. This is why this pissed me off. This is a great match. But why the fuck is this on television, unadvertised, no build? It's the Lucha Brothers, and it's your tag team champions. It's a former tag team champion versus your current tag team champions, and it's just on television. And they had a great match. Don't get me wrong. They had a great match, and it was a lot of fun. But it was real PWG shit, and I don't like that. Leave that to PWG. Put these 4 guys, let them wrestle each other in PWG. Don't put it on my television. Give me a build. Give me something. Let them beat another tag team that's competitive. Don't bury the Lucha Brothers like that. I don't care how good a match it was.
Oh, I don't think it was a burial of the Lucha Brothers. You thought it was a burial of the Lucha Brothers?
They win the trios titles, and the next week they lose?
They lost the tag match.
Yeah?
Yeah, they're great trios competitors. But as a tag team, they suck butt. And it's true. Great trios competitors.
I just don't think it needed to be them. It could have been anybody else.
What'd you think about that Canadian Destroyer on Keith Lee?
I thought it was cool.
Yeah, it was pretty cool.
Keith Lee is a very talented guy.
And a
can't wait for him to be a singles wrestler again.
Yeah, right. But honestly, this match gives me hope for their team because I like that.
They're going to lose the titles next week.
Yeah, yeah. And then they'll never
Which I hope they do.
They'll never tag again.
Let them be singles wrestlers.
But one of who
the Big Bang Catastrophe.
You know who shouldn't be singles wrestler?
Who?
The Acclaimed. The Acclaimed come out. They come out and their music's playing, and Max is just like, cut the music. He's like, yo, check it.
Listen.
And then just proceeds to do a regular.
Listen.
He was acting like he was about to rap, and everyone was waiting for him to rhyme, and no rhymes came.
Yeah.
But he basically said that he's going to beat them up, and Anthony Bowens. Both of them did a great little promo.
Great job. This felt real. Like this, by real I mean like this felt like a sticking point for them. Like this is a turning point. This was legitimate. They're real contenders. This is going to be a real match, and they really, really could win next week. Great
setup, and also great choice to have them not do the rap and not do the regular gimmicks, so that they could get used to having different style promos, do different things. Don't get stuck in the rut, because when you do get the opportunity, you won't know how to play.
Yeah.
You know, like they're getting them out of that. I think they need a little bit more time doing that before they win the titles, but it's not going to happen.
Yeah, and you're right. Like if you do the same thing, you get stuck in it, and it's proof that like even when Max Caster said cut the music, he was still doing his promo like he was doing a rap. Because that's all he does.
He's
figuring it out. Yeah, they're figuring it out.
But they did a great job, and they're super over.
I should say this was a really good segment. This whole thing was really good.
Yeah, it was good. A great match and a great segment afterward.
Yeah.
Pryor Johnson says Christopher Daniels even lost his fallen angel gimmick to Ember Moon Athena. It's just not his year. SCU should never have been split. Scorpio Sky is paired with Ethan Page, who
Who said that? Pirate Johnson?
Pirate Johnson went on a tirade here, and I don't think the Ember Moon Athena is anything like Christopher Daniels.
No.
Those wigs are busted. We'll talk about them soon. SCU should never have split. I'm so glad they split. They were the most boring team in the world. So boring.
That's my impression of Scorpio Sky. Was that good?
That's how it sounds like your impression of SCU as a team. Chip says, I feel like there's no real positioning in the tag team division. There's not. It doesn't feel like that because FTR hold all the belts except for the one that mattered. No offense to the other belts, but still, yeah.
Sure.
Brett says, Lucha Bros were squashed in this match. 10-minute match the week before the Acclaimed Swerve and Our Glory rematch. Everyone knew the outcome. I don't think this is Terps. No, this is not a squash match. This is not a squash.
Everyone
10
knew
minutes,
the outcome.
But 10 minutes is still a good match. Pirate says, imagine Kenny King and Ethan Page together. I would hope it gets them both fired as fast as possible. Who's Kenny King?
He was Ring of Honor for a long time. I know Kenny King because he did a gimmick where he got blinded, and then he did color commentary afterwards and couldn't see anything. So he kept saying, "What's happening? What's going on in the ring? Someone tell me."
Woodsy says, I hope the Lucha Bros split soon. Ray is holding Penta back in AEW. I think
Penta's holding Ray back.
I think they're both holding each other back. They're better singles. Chips writes, the tag division has so many top teams, and so everyone's lost in the shuffle. It's like the Bucks are tippy top, and everyone else, and then the makeshift teams on Dark and Elevation. Mose writes, there were a cool few turns of characters like the Acclaimed in their orange one.
You know what? Actually, the Acclaimed are a good example of a team that has risen through, despite all. But they're not like bringing in.
Who do you think's the one but also, who do you think's the one that's doing it? It's the Acclaimed. You know,
it's the Acclaimed are getting themselves over.
It's Anthony Bowen's energy.
But hold on.
I'm not giving this to Tony Khan. Are we trying to give this to Tony Khan?
I'm giving this to Tony Khan because Tony Khan doesn't put talent in the opportunity, doesn't put them in the place to get over. He has given the Acclaimed the opportunity to get over, and they have. It's not the fact that people aren't getting over. It's the fact that Tony Khan isn't giving them the opportunity to get over. That's what a booker does. A booker gives opportunity, and it's up to the talent to get over. Tony isn't giving people opportunity in like the mid card.
The role of a booker has changed. Bookers for TV can't be the same as bookers for a territory. Yeah, you could give them the opportunity, but you also have some structure because your show's going to be shit if you're just waiting for people to come to the occasion. You don't have anything planned for them.
Everybody's over, though. Everybody in the company is over. I mean, Tony Nese isn't over, but like Danhausen is over, Orange Cassidy's over, the Best Friends are over, Ortiz is over, Ricky Starks is over, Hook is over. We never see Hook. Tony Khan never gives Hook any opportunities on television other than an occasional Rampage match and a weird backstage segment where he goes, "Yep," and eats chips. But he's getting it over. Tony Khan gives him 5 seconds and he gets it over.
All those people that you mentioned, they got over on their own accord. You know what the booker's job is to do? Keep them over.
Well, give them screen time and opportunity.
But that's bad booking. So the thing is, like,
it's not.
Acclaimed is this one rare instance where they gave them the slot. Fine, I'll give you.
We're agreeing.
Fine, we're agreeing.
We're essentially yelling at each other the same things.
Fucking make this clock fit.
Where's Joe? Normally Joe's yelling at me.
No, Joe's he's waiting. He's biding his time. We got Pirate Johnson says Swerve vs. Jay White was a great match. I recommend. Oh, check it out. Brooklyn League says Kenny King was on Tough Enough and he's on Impact now.
Yes, that's right. He was on Tough Enough. He was in Ring of Honor forever.
Chips writes, I think that triangle as a trio is great, but all 3 members should go their separate ways. Agreed. The Lucha Bros should split, definitely holding each other back, stuck as a team. Brooklyn Bleak says, Bucks held titles in Impact, AEW, NJPW, and other places, I would think.
Who?
The Bucks?
The Bucks, yeah, sure. Let's just go with it.
Pirate says, Anthony Bowen's paired with Johnny Gargano, or in a first... Wait, Pirate Johnson, are you trying to fight me?
But Anthony literally Bowen just said the bad word.
Anthony Bowen's paired with Johnny Gargano, or in a first to laugh Blink loses match. Oh, that's okay. That's fun, then, I guess. Winner gets planked from Ed, and Eddie. What are you doing?
Yo, I love it.
Love it. Brooklyn Bleach says, Wizzy B says, Tony Nese is over, damn it. Just give him a mouthpiece, and he's world champ material.
Who said that?
One eternity later.
Still not world champ.
Who said that?
Woodsy
Tony?
Beast. Woodsy the
Oh,
Beast.
Woodsy the Beast. I think he is perfect. Him and Jay Lethal both are perfect for getting guys over because they're good wrestlers.
Hey,
but they should never win.
Woodsy the Beast, if you just painted your apartment, open the windows. You're dying in there, brother. Jeez Louise. You're talking crazy. We got to keep moving because Marvez is shocked in the back when he speaks to Pac. Pac is start talking about their...
What's he say?
He's
about a bump in the road?
He's like this because I think, I have no idea what Marvez said. I tuned it out, but then Pat took a bump in the road for the Death Triangle. A bump in the road. You took a bump in the road. I'm the first ever double champion in AEW history, which is true.
He is.
First ever double champion. And then Orange Cassidy knocks him out, and he's like, not for long.
Yeah.
How'd you feel about that?
I didn't think the punch was very good. I thought the punch was pretty weak.
Yeah.
But because he kind of just went like,
bink.
Yeah, which I didn't like. It made Pac look like an idiot. But
yeah.
Overall, I mean, I think it's good. I think they're gonna have a fucking great match next week. I'm excited for that match.
They will, and it's exciting. Next, we get a promo for Toni Storm, Athena, Britt Baker, which is coming up next. It's Britt Baker and Dean.
I liked this 4. I like
versus Toni Storm and Athena. Yeah. Great match.
Yeah.
Great match. Yeah. I will say that Athena's wings look shitty and fucked up.
Yeah, they do look fucked up.
Like these are her new and improved wings, and one's just like, I don't want to. It look broke up. They look fucked up.
Yeah.
Somebody's got to fix them wings. But then Athena bumps well.
Yeah,
Athena
she does.
Can sell, and she makes
good wrestler.
What the best part about her is how she makes other people's moves look good.
Yeah, she really should have beat Jade.
Yeah, she really should have beat Jade. Because what is Jade now? Nothing. Britt wins. Britt helps win with a chair and then a roll up with Dee taking the pinning Toni Storm. Great match. Athena immediately starts brawling with them afterwards, but then gets curb stomped by Britt. Then Jamie Hayter comes out and stops Britt from using the chair. We're like, what are you going to do, Jamie? Yeah. What are you going to do? Then she just speaks the shit out of Toni Storm. Britt's surprised.
I love that.
Britt's like, whoa, I said I was sorry.
Yeah.
And Jamie's like, that's going to be you. You'll see. Yeah. That's going to be you.
Yeah. I love that Jamie Hayter's like, I fucking hate everybody.
Yeah.
It makes me like Jamie Hayter more.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hate everybody. You don't hate anybody,
he's Stone Cold.
Jamie. Yeah.
He's Stone Cold.
Yeah.
Some people aren't. They could,
Yeah.
Start using the whats. Take the whats in.
Start using the whats.
Fuck, who did I say to give it to?
Brian Pillman Jr.
Fuck you, Brian Pillman Jr. That's Jamie Hayter's gimmick. With the whats, I'm just like, yeah, I kicked her in the stomach, kicked her in the face, knocked out her tooth, what, the entire time. Let's go. Yeah. Into it. But yeah, great match. Pretty happy with it. And I'm excited to see where Jamie is going, actually.
Now. Yeah. I'm excited to see where all of this goes.
Wasn't at all until this match. And I'm glad Deeb is rubbing elbows with these people.
Yeah. I just think Jamie Hayter should cost Britt Baker the match next week. And then Toni Storm will maintain or retain. And that'll hopefully kickstart that feud.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah. Let's keep this party train rolling. Because we have up next, we have Smart Mark and Josh Woods talking about Joe. Which is fine. I felt nothing.
They talked about him all right.
They definitely talked about him. Smart Mark, Josh Woods should not show emotion. Because when he shows emotion, he looks like a little weenie. He
does kind of look like a little weenie.
And I think he's tough as hell looking. Like, he looks like Brody King, but he acts like Chuck Taylor.
Yeah.
Like, that's not tough. Let's not move.
Yeah.
But let's get these comments before we get to the main event. Pirate Johnson says, Chips, absolutely. They need a clean split, though. All three deserve a good push. Specifically,
Pirate and Chips are really just chatting it up in this in the chat.
Do you think Pirate Johnson and Chips Ahoy Beatty are related?
I think they might be.
Interesting. I see your game, Pirate Johnson. Are you trying to get double dips? Are you double dipping on a phone and a computer?
I love it. Phones? If you are, I fucking love it. Like us both times.
And both of you should become LW interns. Mo's writes, Athena, that's interns is what we're whatever. Join the Discord.
Join the Discord. Be an intern.
Spotted. Yeah, be an intern. That's a great t-shirt. LLW. Join the Discord. Be an intern. It's such a funny. Anyone know how to make shirts?
Hit me up.
Hit us up. Athena has both shirts. Athena has been a real surprise for me. Very impressed when she has that match. Yeah, she's great. Woodsy B says the reason I love these is because I love a finisher where you remove a knee pad. It becomes so much more impactful. Yeah, I get that, but
guy must love Adam Cole too.
Must love Adam Cole. Brett says, I hate that Samoa Joe gets booked in AEW as the Ring of Honor guy. He is an AEW main event material, and he should be booked that way. Yep.
Sure.
I think he should be booked like a main eventer, and he has not yet in this company, which is sad.
Well, he's going. I think Tony Khan secretly, this is my theory, thought that he was going to get like television for Ring of Honor very quickly and very easily. So he brought in Samoa Joe to be like the anchor of that television program, but it hasn't happened. So he's just kind of stalling until they can get it. Him and Claudio, like these guys were going to be the leaders of Ring of Honor. And he's still waiting on that TV. Still waiting on it.
Well, you're shitting the bed on another guy who's definitely not getting younger.
Definitely not getting any less injury prone.
Yeah. Pirate Johnson says, Athena is in the spot I wish Big Swole was in. What?
I liked Big Swole more than a lot of people did.
Brett writes, wish he would have been in this championship tourney instead of Sammy or Darby. I think you're referencing Pac. I wish Miro was in it.
Miro would have been way better.
Brooklyn Bleak says, lol, Big Swole? Come on. Yeah.
We all have our favorites. I'm
going to try and find it. Come on. Come on. There's nothing. There's nothing.
This
sucks.
That's shocking that there's no come on.
That's pretty unfortunate. Come on.
Oh,
here we come on. No, that's not it. Come on. Uh-oh. That's not good.
I'll take it easy.
Wait. This is.
Come on, man.
Joe Biden.
That's a Joe Biden one?
Come on, man.
Oh, come on. Oh, come on.
There you go. That's all right. Brett says, even if ROH gets a TV program, it'll still be the B show. Brett says he'd
be the B show. It will just be a different show.
It's a different show, hopefully.
That's all.
Just like NXT should be. He deserves the main event, the A show. No, I was referencing Samoa Joe, not Pac. Oh, he should have been in the title tournament.
Yeah, sure.
100%.
They could do like an 18-man tournament and just make it the most incredible tournament in the history of the world with all of the great professional wrestlers they have.
They do. Woodsy the Beast says, I do love Adam Cole and Wade Barrett. Wade Barrett used to do it. Yeah.
Did he make his knee pad? Or
the elbow. The fucking elbow. Boom! He had the first boom.
Yeah.
I love Wade Barrett.
Yeah, bad news.
Now, a little bit of bad news.
Yeah, that's like Bad News Barrett is a good example of something silly that worked well. Similar to Shoosh.
That WWE destroyed and ruined and took it away immediately.
Bad news.
Just took it. Bad news. It's so sad. But
so he could join the League of Nations.
And then just ruin everyone's time. Yeah. We're at the main event, Roy. And what a main event we had.
Yeah, it was a good match.
Jericho versus Danielson. And the crowd was hot for it. Jericho was working very hard.
He's been really working hard recently.
Yeah, and like just to go through this a little bit, a great match all the way through. Towards the end, Jericho just starts running out of gas, doing elbows, but no steam in them. Bryan Danielson hulks up, but then gets a code breaker for his troubles, followed by a psycho knee, and then they're still back and forth. Bryan Danielson runs at them, lifts up, thrown over the top rope, lands on his ankle hard. Yes. And he sells it well. He sells it like $1 million. Worried,
be the best there is to sell around.
Can't trust him.
Yeah, you can't trust him. You just can't trust him. Him and Eddie Kingston. Can't trust either of them.
Jericho viciously attacks the ankle immediately, but Jericho masterfully did, because he was selling it like, oh, I don't know what to do. They're working on him outside. He's just like, what? Like kind of looking around, just like, you know, and then he's just like, then slowly smiles, runs outside, and just starts pounding on it. Amazing. Then we get Jericho just doing everything. Figure 4 around the ring post. Walls of Jericho, turns it into a single leg, which we A throwback to Lance Storm, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
And then he's firing up. Then we get the figure 4 again. It gets reversed into a label lock, and that's when Jericho taps. Great match.
Great match.
Right.
I believe that we're going to see Danielson beat Moxley. Jericho gets involved, tries to beat up Danielson. Garcia makes the save. Garcia Jericho next week on Rampage is what my prediction is. Because next week's Rampage is 2 hours.
Wait, what?
Because you know when how
is
Garcia...
when is Arthur Ashe happening? Next week?
Next week.
That's next week. Okay.
Isn't that so weird?
It's weird, but also it's too short. But hey, they're gonna have it.
Well, they didn't know what they had to. They didn't know that Punk was gonna be a piece of shit and get everyone suspended.
MJF is challenging for the title next week.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. Right up.
No. He might try, but Moxley's gonna kill him.
No. Right after.
No.
Right after. And then hear me out. He's gonna do something fucked up to Moxley. He's gonna cost Moxley the title. He's gonna go outside, cost Moxley the title, right? And Brian Danielson gets the win with a bad ankle. And then immediately MJF destroys that ankle, gets the pin. And now they have those two, Brian Danielson and Moxley, being like, no, I want to face him. No, I want to face him. And then that allows a very interesting matchups of them together, triple threats, but also it allows MJF to just kind of like point them at each other so he keeps escaping. And that's his first feud, is beating both of them in a match.
I mean, I like that. Don't get me wrong. I like that. We'll see what happens.
We'll see. Pirate Johnson says, I'm really hoping that Ring of Honor is supposed new TV deal that Tony has been rumored to be negotiating. Briscoes, Dalton Castle, all the Honor No More guys on Impact, and a good handful of others. It's gonna. Well, I'm not sure what you're trying to say.
I would assume that Briscoes.
They need to be showcased on TV. He's saying
Briscoes can't be on TNT, or TBS, so that's a problem. But
wait,
I'm
what?
Pretty sure.
Can they not?
I don't think so. I don't think TBS, because of the comments that Jay Briscoe made years ago.
I don't think that's ever been a stated rule. I think that's just been AEW being conscientious of it. But was that ever stated?
I thought so. I thought that was a directive from TBS.
Oh, interesting.
But I could be wrong. I could be totally wrong. Who fucking knows?
Send off in the chat if you have any info on that. Brett writes, Jericho sold it like crazy too. He legit looked so confused and a little concerned. It was great.
Yeah,
Chica Marks writes, I just looked at AEW on TV Insta, and the Luigi Primo clip has almost 18,000 likes. Way more than any other clips. Yay. That's amazing. That's great. Excellent journalism there, Chica Marks.
Yeah, that was excellent journalism.
Pirate Johnson says, Tony has a Ring of Honor, but it seems like he's currently making it lose value. I think I hear what you're saying because he's not using it. But no, I think it's still far more valuable now than it's ever been in its history of a company.
Yeah. Well, that's also true, and it
has access to CM Punk technically.
They also did the biggest buy rate ever in the history of the company, like not too long ago. And if they also said that their relaunch show before Tony Khan bought it, the new Ring of Honor relaunch show had 500 tickets sold, and then by the time they did the show, it was 2,500 tickets or something like that. So it's not devaluing; it's just stalling. Yeah. It's just sputtering. We're waiting to see what happens next. We need to throw another video library.
Be like GCW. GCW runs a fucking thread-like budget. They paid nothing, and all you have to do is just set up a thing and do a pay-per-view with fight and just send it out there.
Once every 6 weeks.
And that's making you money. It's so low overhead because you have all the free promotion in the world to get it. Much more than GCW. Brett says, I don't think he can challenge right after. I don't think it's the Money in the Bank briefcase. I think it is, right?
I don't actually have any clue. I have no idea. Because I feel like MJF did say he can challenge for a title anytime he wants, but the announcers have never laid out the ground rules of it.
Well,
I don't really know.
Ships Ahoy, mate, he says, I think they're blackballed legit. Who's blackballed legit?
The
Briscoes. The fuck did Jay Briscoe say? Pirate Johnson said back in the late 2000, in the early 2010s, late 2000s. He made. He's a very religious family, and they made some pretty homophobic statements.
Yeah.
And he has since, not too long after that, he started apologizing, but he's been apologizing for the past 8 years or so.
His most recent apology is actually
Sincere.
really excellent and really, really sincere. And he actually points out his faults for blindly believing in God, which is really interesting.
But he still believes.
He still believes in all of that stuff, but
also,
he realized to say believing in God doesn't mean that I have to hate other people.
Yeah, believing in love. He keeps saying love, and he's like, "I'm so sorry that I made people feel." He did made a lot of amends, and I support him. Yeah. As an LGBTQ card carrier, I support. I'm giving the full allyship to Briscoes, and I'm allowed to.
Yeah, you are.
Troy writes, "I'm back from my 6-second break. Thank God."
Thank God, Troy.
Fucking God.
The wheels came off the wagon when you were gone.
Oh, come on! Oh, come on!
Come on, step it up.
Come on, join us!
That's a hentai. Brooklyn Meek says, yeah, higher up in TNT banned them, and that's the main reason they dropped the Ring of Honor titles and went to Impact for a bit. Interesting.
Won the Impact titles.
Pirate says, GCW's budget mostly goes to bleach to remove the blood from the gymnasiums. That's silly. Chips Ahoy says they're playing fast and loose with the rules with that poker chip cash in. I don't think Khan really cares about rules. We've seen his tag team division.
Oh my God. Let's wrap this up.
We got to wrap this up. We're all cranky now. I've made the entire audience cranky. All our interns. They're revolting. Hey,
get some sleep, you interns.
hey, interns. You have an assignment due. You all have to report back to the Discord and give us your favorite matches.
Oh,
what's the thing we got to?
That's a good idea. You know what I was thinking?
What?
This Saturday, Weekly Wrestle, the return of the top 10 list. Top 10 triple threat matches of all time.
Into it. Let's go. Top 10 triple threats.
And I want to say top 10 triple threats. Really, what I mean is my favorite triple threat matches of all time.
Are we allowed to talk about a certain murder, suicide?
Yes,
okay, cool.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Good point. Good call. I'd forgotten about that triple threat.
Yeah,
that's a good one. There is a fantastic triple threat match in 2002, 2003, and 2004 in the WWE. All three are going to make my list.
Okay, hell yeah.
There might even be two from 2002. Two from 2002. That's a lot of twos.
Troy writes, oh no, not the hentai. Bad memories.
Come on, join us! Come on, join us!
Everyone, I encourage you all to join in Saturday to catch up on the news, what's going on, and also bring your own favorite top 10 triple threat matches of all time. We're going to be talking top 10 triple threat matches of all time.
I'm going to play one hentai sound effect.
Yes, Daddy.
Oh, so good.
Oh, yeah, good call. That was a good idea.
I thought it was going to be in Japanese.
Are you happy now?
Thank you. Chips Ahoy maybe says 1:18 p.m. in Australia, mate.
Oh, wow, Australia.
Chips.
If it's 1:18 in Australia right now, what time is 3 p.m. Eastern?
I'm trying to find that. That's not a knife. That's not a knife. That's a spoon.
That's a spoon. That's good. I see you played old knifey spoony before.
Pirate says JFC. Lol lol lol. No, we're not doing that one. Troy writes, yo. Brett says, what time does Weekly Wrestle start on Saturdays? Great question, Brett.
3 p.m. Eastern, 2 p.m. Central.
And that would make it 2018 there.
12.
So 7 hours before.
Cool.
And so it's 7 hours before. Then it's 5 in the morning. 5 in the morning.
Chips. Get up, make yourself some coffee, and hang out with us.
Is it 5 in the morning? Saturday, Sunday, Friday,
Sunday. It's got to be Sunday.
Is it forward or backward?
It's forward.
Are you sure about that?
No clue. No idea. I thought it was 24 hours, so I'm really confused. So
the 24 hours would be back here.
Wait, hold on a second. What? Wait, we can't go anywhere yet until I figure this out.
24 hours. If you went so you could be 24 hours away, you'd end up back here.
Right now, it's 1:21 on Thursday, September 15th in Australia. So it's forward.
That's what it says. 1:18.
Yeah.
Oh, what is it? What day is it? I'm sorry. What? It's
Thursday.
forward.
It's forward.
Oh, so it's going to be Sunday.
It's going to be Sunday. So, Chips, Sunday, 5 a.m. We'll see you there, pal.
Well, I think I did my
Don't
math
sleep.
wrong then.
Don't sleep. Well, I don't actually have any idea.
We're going to have to figure that out.
What's 121? Whatever. We'll figure it out.
We have to figure this out. But we have to get out of here, too. We have to finish these things real quick. Troy writes, sounds familiar. I always miss it. Brooklyn Bleak says, you're talking about the PWI top 10 list on Saturday? Wow.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I guess we have to. Chips Ahoy says 5 a.m. forward. Then Brooklyn Place says, please stop translation. Oh, no, don't like that. We have to get out of here, friends.
Yeah,
we have to get out.
Gotta go.
We had such fun. And poor Tam.
We're exposing him to such awful things.
Vitriol. Thank you all so much for joining us. We had a lot of fun today. Join the Discord. Email us at loserleasepod@gmail.com so you can enter the Discord. We'll send you all in.
Yeah.
We all want you to be our interns. It's free.
Right.
We're not paying you, and you're not paying us.
We just want to talk about wrestling.
You're not actually
talk about wrestling.
I say interns because it's funny, but you're not actually doing anything.
Yeah, you're not doing anything unless you want to.
I think we have to change the name already. I don't know what's going on.
I like interns. I think it's funny.
It's very funny. Troy writes, see ya. Bon voyage, says Pirate Johnson.
Bon voyage, Pirate Johnson.
Bye, Pirate Johnson.
Bye,
Have a great one.
Bye, y'all. See you Saturday.
4, 3, 2, 1.
Ole. 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 Ole.